Continuous tension calf raise. So what I've got here is I've got a ankle wedge, a foot wedge, continuous tension calf raise. Continuous tension calf raise. So I've got a wedge here. I've got obviously an adjustable wedge. Doesn't really matter what you do here. There's different ways that you can do it. If you don't have a wedge, you just have anything to kind of stand on. I could turn that around and this won't work very well because it's a wedge, but you can see that you can have anything here that's going to allow you to get into that position. If you do have a wedge though, much more beneficial. Look, I think I got this for like 20 bucks off Amazon. It comes with different sizes, so you can play around with it. I'd highly recommend you get one. Anyway, really simply, we're probably going to be doing this for somewhere between 60 to 90 seconds. And all we're going to do is we're going to split this movement into 3 different sections. So we're going to have the top section, middle section, bottom section. Top section is literally just up as high as you can. So as you can see, I'm over here by the wall. You just want to have something here so you can do some sort of balance or help with your balance. But just try to think while you're doing this, yeah, you want to take balance, but you don't want to take your weight. So you're not going to be like leaning on it. Just enough, or whatever you need, but just enough to give you the balance so you can really focus on what you're doing. So for the top section of this one here, this is the top section. We're just going to split this into sort of thirds. So this will be your top section, then you'll have a middle section sort of here, and then your bottom section, sorry, I'll put my foot a bit further forward, will be at a full stretch. Now, for the full stretch, this isn't a huge amount of stretch at this point. I can create more stretch here by pushing my knee further forward. This will give me a way bigger stretch through this section here, which is kind of cool. Or I can give myself a bigger angle with if I've got this adjustable wedge. So from here, I can still sort of push a bit further forward to give a really big stretch. So this for me will be the bottom section. So I'm going to do it with this. If you've got this, great. If not, like I said, I'll show you at the bottom how to change the knee angle. But either way, all you're going to do is get up to, with this also, with this angle, it can be hard just to stay up there because you might kind of start sliding down a little bit. If you can stay up here, once again, this is great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the sort of the middle one, and because this is what most people are going to be doing. So either way, from here, I'm going to get up here and I'm just going to stay up in this top section, nice and slow and controlled, continuous tension. You're going to stay up here for basically as long as you can. When you can't stay up here anymore, what you're then going to be doing is coming down into this sort of middle section. And you're going to stay here for as long as you can. When you can't do this anymore, you're going to come down into this bottom section. I want to stay as a continuous tension rep through here. So I don't want to get down here and rest and then come up. So you're coming up just till you're touching and then controlling it up to get a really big stretch. I've now, as you can see, driven my knee forward to get this big stretch here. And I'm going to keep going here. If you're going to 100% failure, you're literally going until you just can't push up anymore, in which case you're done. But obviously your program will tell you what intensity you're doing it at, which will be sort of how close to failure. But already this is quite a lot. For most people to get to 60 to 90 seconds, you're not going to be able to do what I just did, which is 100% on one leg. You're probably going to need a bit of help from the other leg. So do this a couple of times to figure it out first, obviously, or do it once to figure it out first. If you do this with one leg, you think you can, and you only last for 45 seconds, it just means you need a bit of help with the other leg. So all you're going to do, literally, is this is one leg. I've just got a little bit of weight coming off, or maybe nice and slow and controlled, and then as I come down, I've got my other foot probably on the ground here, just taking a bit of weight. It's not really doing any work, it's taking a little bit of weight. And then particularly as I get down to the bottom, it's just taking a little bit of weight here as well. It's just there. I'm not really taking much load. It's just as much help as I need. But either way, you're splitting this up into 3 sections. You're trying to get to close to failure between 60 to 90 seconds. That's it. Oh, actually, one more thing. I don't have something here. Most people aren't going to need it for this one very much. But you can obviously do this weighted. If you're going to do it weighted, then you'll just have a weight over there, like a little kettlebell or a dumbbell or ankle weights, whatever it is you've got is fine. It's not going to take a lot. If you're doing this properly, see a normal calf raise, people will come up, they kind of come down, they come up, you're almost getting a rest. What we're doing is continuous tension through the different sections. You don't need a huge amount of weight for this. You can have, like I said, just a little kettlebell or whatever. I've actually got a band here, which is not actually a bad idea as well. Just as a sort of an interesting one that you can do, is you could literally just wrap it around the bottom of your foot here and then hold, and then this is now adding some resistance through the band. And as you come down, you've just got more resistance here. But once again, you're probably a fair way off before needing a band. What I would suggest is just holding a weight if you feel you need it. But anyway, there is your calf raise continuous tension. Enjoy.